Hello. There's people on here. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Never done this before. Go figure. Test. Yeah, it looks like that's working. Kind of. The man, it's Matt. Where are you from, Matt? Right on. All right. I'm going to get a better microphone. This one probably sucks. All right. Austin. All right, man. I'm up in Fort Worth. I have a nice Canada Dry. Peoria. St. Her. Yes, I'm doing a live stream. Heck yeah, I am. Barry Russell, Crow, looking to Croden. See, I just got the notification you're live. I'm in. Let's hang. Come on, Steven. B's for best person ever. Don Swanson, my favorite commenter ever, because I like Ron Swanson. British can't. Come on, I got Canadians in here. Look, man, there's a Anthem. It's a Canadian amplifier. Atlanta, man, I got a speeding ticket in Atlanta one day. What an unexpected. Marietta, Georgia. Trinidad and Tobago, come on. Raleigh, North Carolina. Fine city. I think I've been to Raleigh. Nightingale, where's that at? Steve, where's Nightingale? San Francisco. That's the home of my boys in Metallica. Baja. I'm in Canada, Stephen B. I'm a Canadian. I'm not. I'm American. North Dakota. Heck yeah. I got a buddy that lives in North Dakota. Cincinnati. My sister lives in Oxford. East 10 miles. I've been in Nightingale. Costa Rica. How's the weather down there? Bayardo is a peta. What are your thoughts on Sherwin Vega? Well, back in the 90s, I loved Sherwin Vega. I haven't heard anything recently about them. But I know they have there's some pretty cool deals on like Sherwin Vega stuff on Facebook Marketplace that I've almost picked up. Stephen B likes Americans. That's great. We're all North American. We can all be friends. In a hut in Belize. Good for you, man. Watch out for the chupacabras down there. Just subbed this week. Love your reviews. Watching out of Wisconsin. I've been to, where's Harley Davidson at? I've been there. Hey, buddy, love your videos. Do you plan on reviewing the IOTA? I would like to review the IOTA VX, but I contacted them and they have not contacted me back. Apparently, I'm wildly unpopular with IOTA. Reidsville, Georgia, a.k.a. the Sticks. Well, that's okay because I grew up in the Sticks in the Midwest. Cheers from Southwest Texas. What part of Southwest Texas? Like Carrizo Springs? Ian sometimes has issues with his email. How would the audio be in a hut? Would love to hear. Let's see. Or you're not too terribly remote. All right. Friend, they were young. They were pretty cool. Yeah. Sherwin was like the cool big speaker back in the 90s. I remember those. Where's your recommendations for an entry-level AVR? Any thoughts? Just one moment. I don't know. I haven't listened to it, but I hope it's good. Marcus Aurelius. Audio sucks in a hut, in this one anyway. Nothing but earbuds. You should grab some 10T2s or Blonde BL05s. They're both very good. Actually, this is on a Sony, the 2-channel. That's a 5-channel, $199. I'm excited to try it. Vancouver, Canada. Thank you, Richard. Mr. Rosenbaum. Yes, it's 5.2, Sergio. I haven't tried it, though. So literally, it's still in the box. I picked it up today. Debut B5, happy owner. I like the Elax. Powered bookshelves. Yes, I am getting into them, and I'm hoping to get some in soon. Felix, which Elax did you get? So they should give Sony AVRs love because they're significantly cheaper and they sound pretty darn good. I don't know what the emoji means. It looks like a ghost waving with, no, it looks like a ghost with like green fire coming out of its hands. Minnesota recently got the they drive the QQ Kefs and morphed it. Hey, how are the 350s? How's the bass on the 350s, Omer? Is that how you say that? Barry 6.2 over here. Do you like the big 6.2s? Sony AVRs are finally making a comeback because I think Sony has got it figured out. And what Sony does, and they did it with cameras too, is they just take all the good stuff and they don't really care and they just put that in their stuff. North Texas, DFW. Just look left. I'm over there in Fort Worth. Fellow Minnesotan. Hi, Omer. Yes. The DBR B6. Oof. One of my favorite speakers of all time. It totally changed what I thought speakers should be like. They just sound staged everywhere. Do you drink cheap coffee? No, I drink Starbucks, and I'll put a little bit of generic in there so my wife doesn't understand the difference. And then I'm cheap on coffee too. JBL Control 1, small speakers, but sound very, very good. That's good. Thanks for the info. I've been looking at some Elax 6.2s thanks to your review, and I'll take a look at the Sony AVR. Thank you, Don Swanson. The calibration, are you talking about like the room cal? Q350 bass was good at mid to high volume, not for near field. Listen to the hills. Okay. I'm getting the 350s in. Uvalde, that's where our boy Matthew McConaughey's from, right? In between, I've been to Uvalde. I've been right through it. I reckon the used market. I got my receiver at $80. I do too. Sticks look bigger than they're big. Oh man, slow down. You should give away Polk speakers. Man, I got a lot of hate on the T15s. Somebody really didn't like, but actually, one moment. So, T15s. I took them apart last night. For Andrew Robinson, how does Andrew Robinson give me props? Look, this is the T15 crossover. It is a capacitor and an inductor. Yes, I've got Richard. I've got a lot of gear on the way. I've got ELAC Unify UB 5.52 52. KEF Q350. I've got some clips, the 6-inch, like RB something. Those are coming in. There's a review of the Paradigm monitor, SE Atom. It's going up tomorrow morning. I've got the 2-channel Sony, which this is sitting on. I've got the 5-channel Sony. I've got a cool little super cheap DAC. Oh, Yamo C93 2s. That's going up too. I had the Eli QB5. I also had the Pioneer Towers from Andrew Jones also. Both were good. My UB5s are right there. You get DAC, like the Ship Modi 3 with an integrated amp, or does it depend on the amplifier? Is it a good idea to get? So kind of. So the Emotiva TA100's got a pretty good DAC in it, but the shit is really good too. But I also have like I can't. All right, hold on. That's the Topping D50S. It's pretty good too. The thing about DACs though is like if there's a okay, this is a preview here. All right, hold on. Sorry. All right, this is a $15 DAC, right? And it sounds about as good as a $250 DAC. Now, if you have super clear, super resolving speakers and an amplifier, yes, you can tell with the DAC. But if you just kind of got like cheap Audio Man style speakers and amplifiers, probably can't tell a huge amount with the DAC. You guys are going too fast. Paradigm Monitor 9, they were awesome. You're gonna have to watch the review, but guess what? They're pretty good. Do you still have the Q150? No, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately for one of the viewers, I sold them to him. Thanks, Emily. I'll be checking your review on that. I'm rocking some old school Clips KG 4.5s. Some 18-inch subs under them. Machete, that sounds a little bit excessive, but I like it. What's the name of that DAC? It is Prozor, $15. Sony and trial Amazon Music. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Seriously, you can get this Sony 2-channel, a set of Sony SSCS5s, and be off to the races. And a $15 DAC, and you're good to go for like $200. Ooh, ELAC Debut Prima. I don't know that one. Or the Fluence. I haven't heard any more Fluences. I've only had one in. Do you think the Q150 are better than the Emotiva? That's a tough question. They're different sound signatures. Those two would be my favorite out of that whole group. Emotiva because it's super clear. I mean, crystalline clear, like I've never heard it before. The Q150 because it's a bit buttery. And it's the Q150 is a good speaker. Crazy how fast you grew a channel. I don't know. Is this fast? I didn't know if that was or not. Hey, Gavin. Look at my buddy, Dr. C's in the house. Mark Sullivan. Hey, Mark. Felix, can you please recommend a near-field setup? Yes. Emotiva B1 Plus. Best sounding and simple 5-channel AV receiver. Probably the Sony. I haven't heard it yet. RCA or optical. For what, Iqbal? We're going too quick. Oh, yeah, it's fast. I just got the Q950 and love them. Would you go with a subwoofer or center channel speaker first? I would go with a subwoofer. Just don't, when you go into select whether or not you have a center channel, say no, I don't. And then just run 2 fronts. I don't even run a center. Robert here or Jason Newstead, that's a great question. I love Newstead. He doesn't have to work anymore because of the Black Album. However, Robert Trujillo has been the longest bassist at Metallica ever. So I think Newstead was a better vocalist. And if you watch any of the old concerts, he actually does some lead vocals every now and again. But you got to love Robert Trujillo. It's pretty darn fast. I enjoy the channel. I'm great. I'm glad you guys do. This is all kind of crazy to me. Jacksonville, Florida is a great place to hunt for quality audio gear. At one point, I had Clips KL240s. I lived in Pensacola and Orlando for a while. Okay. Cliff Burton, all over. Oh, yes. S&M2, very nice tribute to Cliff Burton. What's your stance on speaker cable? I don't have one. I just buy like a 14 gauge, whatever's on Amazon. Yes, there's some inductance, and yes, there's some capacitance in speaker cables, but I think at this level, you're not going to really notice a difference. What up, Ortiz? 805, 805. I got Wharfdale Diamond 12.1s with Fluon signature bookshelves and PB2. Ooh, PB. SVS. Sounds amazing. The Fluence has a really loud mid-range. It's pretty warm speaker, the signature. It can be. It's kind of rolled off. Keep growing the channel. Never give up. It inspires us. Thank you, Felix. I don't want you to give up, Felix, on anything. San Luis Obispo, California. I think I've been there. Where's that by? Okay, I got the ELAC debut. Have you tried the Yamo S803? I haven't. I've wanted to. I have the 805s right over there, and that really sounded, it surprised me how good those sound. Check out Audio Blast on Amazon. I got the 10 gauge. And it opened up the top end. Nice. CD player recommendations. Any old Blu-ray player that has an optical out, and then plug it into your DAC. $20. Way right. Yes, it is way right. Everyone's going too fast. Who won the clips? The clips. It was like you're getting me all flummoxed. Who here likes fake wood? I know I do. Can-Am, somebody or other, won the clip speakers. I don't understand the point of a DAC. I'm new to hi-fi. DAC is a digital to analog converter. So anything coming out of a CD, anything streaming, anything coming out of a computer, anything coming out of a television, anything going into like anything with an HDMI needs a DAC, digital to analog converter. That's what that is. Old CD players had anything that ran digital, any Bluetooth, anything like that has a DAC in it. Some of them are just really horrible DACs. Your computer has a DAC. Your phone has a DAC. They just don't sound good. Do you play guitar or bass? I play neither. I used to play the drums. Largest room dimension possible for a 6-inch bookshelf speaker. It depends. If you have a sub and you put a high-pass filter on those bookshelves, you can fill a very large. My living room's huge, and I don't run any towers in there. Gotta head out. Love the channel. Thanks, Michael. I think that's Russian. I don't speak Russian. Hello, Christopher. Can you tell me the name of that DAC one last time? I'm for sure buying it for $15. It's the Prozor. Prozor DAC. Prozor. I think we're backwards, I guess. Do you recommend powered speakers or DAC plus amp plus passive speakers for someone who's just started out in this hobby? Personally, I like separates because if DAC technology changes, I can always add another DAC. With that said, though, you can get powered speakers that don't have a DAC. And if you're tight on space, I would look at that. But if you get a powered speaker, make sure you get one with a sub out. Were you ever on E-Acoustics? I don't know what that is, Christopher. Dude, you almost have 100 people watching. That's awesome. It's crazy. I use old receivers for stereo because they have optical outs. Very good. You can get an old receiver for like $50, and I highly recommend it. And get a $15 DAC, put a sub on it, put some high-pass filters on your bookshelves, and go into audio nirvana. Audio cutting in and out. Sorry. Any recommendations on cheap DAC streamer? Streamers, I've never had a streamer that I really like. I would do a DAC with really good Bluetooth for now. Like iFi Zen DAC. Greetings from Maryland. Or the Topping D50S. It's badass. It's $250 though. On a better DAC than Dragonfly Blue. Well, Dragonfly Blue is a pretty good DAC for use with a phone. You could look at the Ear Studio M100 Mark II. It's an LDAC Bluetooth receiver, and it's a USB DAC, and it's pretty good. $80 for mine, over 1,000 new. What is Kokorobo? I don't know what that is, but I do have the tingles. Running HK 3490. Zen Blue. Yes, Zen Blue. That's it. That's a good one. That's the one I was talking. I almost got that. I didn't because it didn't have preamp outs. Any budget-friendly DAC player review coming? Tuning in from Maryland. Not a player, but this DAC is $15, and I'm going to do a review on that. 200,000 to speaker. I don't have a $200,000 secret room, let alone a $200,000 pair of speakers in it. D10S has treated me wonderfully. Topping, I have not had anything bad that topping has made. BassX A100 amps, but 2 defective in a row. Huh, that's weird. I've never had a bit of problem with my Emotiva. Have you listened to any Fluence? Yeah, aside from the signatures, no. I think Fluence is doing some good stuff. I have a Fluence turntable. Actually, it's right over there. One of the comment asked if you would review the SMSL 8018 Class D. I'm happy to send Dr. C coming through again. I almost bought the, not that one, I think it's the something 300, M300 or something like that. Picked up a pair of R51Ms after watching your video. I was extremely disappointed with the lack of any bass. Just found the left cables were reversed. Sounds totally different now. That's good. I've done the same thing. I thought something was wrong and I plugged my speakers in wrong. Canadian brand not around anymore, but they're terrific. Hi. Hi. Have you tried? Oh. Are you aware of any receiver which will transmit to Bluetooth headphones? Yes. There are some. My Marantz is a Bluetooth transmitter as well. I think any of those Marantz Slimline, NR1711 is mine, but there's other ones. What up, gaming twins? Are you rich? No. You're up to 100. Okay, I think somebody in here is not really interested in audio. Holman from preamp from the 80s. Ever heard of him? I haven't. Let's go Rockies. I got it when I was in Colorado because I didn't want to get a stupid hat that said like Colorado. So I got the Rockies hat. I did my own Saturday speaker shootout with the same speakers you use, plus my old. Okay. Still one. Ever looked at any PSP? I almost bought some. They're on the list. On the list. No, he's Randy, not Rich. TA100, love it. Uncle Ono, good. Key to the Bluetooth question is I'm hearing impaired and I don't want to impact speakers for the rest of my family. Will they transmit without disabling speakers? I don't know. How do you get rid of people in here that obviously aren't here? Are you kidding? More than 4,000 subs in just over a month? Your channel's growing really fast. It's amazing. You're extremely entertaining and manage to convey so much information at the same time. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know why people are here that don't like audio. How do you think about the audio, man? I don't know that one. You can assign moderators. Well, that's good to know because this is going off the rails pretty quickly. Do you like vintage gear? I do, and I want to listen to more. Actually, I would like to get an old like beat up receiver and then just change out the capacitors and stuff. Iron City Rob, okay. Click the 3 dots next to their post, but the posts are growing so darn quick, I can't figure it out. Oh my, some people are trolls. All right, let's see. There we go. Hold on. Oh, it stopped it. All right, remove hide user. Okay, there we go. Hello from India. Appreciate you. Nice hat. Thank you. Energy speakers have soft dome tweeters and sound so clear. That's good. Nady, I'm a troll. Stop. I'm going to have one of you fine gentlemen help me with this next time. New to audio and home theater. Can you tell me why 4 or 8 ohms is important to pay attention to? That's the nominal impedance of your speakers. And if you have a really hard to drive speaker, you'll blow up your amp. Not really. Usually, even a 4 ohm speaker is going to work on an 8 ohm rated amp. But 4 ohm speakers generally require more current, and that's where the receivers kind of struggle sometimes is with higher current. But if you're just putting 4 ohm speakers on there, it's probably going to be fine. And if it's not, it'll go into protection mode, and then you'll know it's not fine. 6 ohm speakers, again, really common to have those on a AVR. Not an issue. The Sony SSCS5s are 6 ohm. The reason why they're 6 ohm is because they actually gave a crap about how it sounds, and they brought the tweeter down to the bass level, and that's why the impedance goes down, but it's also why the efficiency of the speakers go down too. It's just good speaker design. And if you notice, like a lot of the Chinese stuff, like the Micas and the Numis, they're lower efficiency. But that's not a bad thing, because that lower efficiency means someone gave a crap about the crossover. Bigger speakers better. Is that true? I don't know. They'll move more air. Don't you want a guy in a hut? Yes, I do. Saint HR. I have 16 ohm Pioneers that sound like they're covered up. I've never heard a 16 ohm speaker. How do you match amp wattage to speaker wattage ratings? 100 watt amp to 100 watts. It's not. Listen, wattage is not important on speakers. Okay, unless it's like rated at 15 watts. It's most of us, and I would say almost all of us, only use about 3 or 4 watts. And I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. Like these 100 watt amps, that's a whole marketing thing that's just on the side. Like if you get 50 clean watts, that's about all anybody ever needs, except if you're running the ELAC UB5s. Do I report these, or do I just all right. Who are you and why were you in my recommended list when I was watching? That is a 1971 Philips receiver. Still works great. When do you know when I replace the caps? I don't. Just delete them. Okay. All the way from London. All right, the UK. I love Wharfdales. Was hoping you could review across the Clips RP400. I've got a 400 and I've got one on the 600. And I want to get the 500s in. No, 3. Who wants to moderate? You are. Ortiz. Put user and time, add moderator. Ortiz 805, saving the day once again. Any thoughts on the $400 12 watt Chinese tube amp? I don't, but I would love to listen because I think tubes are really cool because you can change the sound by rolling the tubes, which is a fancy way for saying changing the tubes. Ortiz. Nady, you can mod next time. I think you want to do this every Sunday. I just got the Clips RP600Ns. I know people say Clips can be overly bright, but so far they're great. They are great. That speaker is kind of what redefined the Clips sound. Kindly review Marantz PM6007. I don't know that one. I did the Denon PMA 600NE. It's Creative GigWorks T20 series. Are going to help me for when I'm able to get bigger. Good. Sub for my ELAC 2.0. With Emotiva has a pretty cool sub. It's an 8-inch and it has a high pass crossover. Okay, so that's pretty cool because then you can free up your bookshelves and it'll sound better. Because that's one of the limitations of like a 2-channel integrated is they don't have high pass filters. $20 speaker off of Amazon. I don't know. No, probably not. What's up, Effin? The techniques. What's my day job? Business development. Generally speaking, for Sony versus Denon, I haven't heard, like, they're all good. I have 2 Onkios as well. What kind of receiver do I need for you to respond to me? I don't know. NT? What would you recommend for good studio speakers? I don't know anything about studio speakers. I really don't. That's not my area of expertise. Thank you, Sergeant Crash. Using a sub with Eclipse. Yes, I would recommend a sub with a 600Ms. Not to get it hugely boomy, but just to extend that bass. And I have a sub, and I don't like it booming, but I just fill it in. Just fill it in a little bit. There's not a lot down there below like 46, which I think the clips are rated at, but it's nice just to have it. What up, Hallex Roblox? What is your favorite ELAC speaker? B6, just because it was so unworldly awesome with its sound staging. It's not the best sounding one out there. I think the ELAC Unify UB5s are probably the best, followed by the Debut Reference. But as far as pure experience goes, the Debut B6 is my favorite. Sponsors. I just grab things on the way in to record and I make up a story about them. You should see the one tomorrow. I can't keep myself together. JBL 550. I haven't heard any JBLs, and I'd like to. What's up, May? Are you into real estate and stock market? I have a 401k. Do you know anything about webcams or mics? Obviously not. Must keep up with the bogus sponsors. Great idea. I am keeping up with the bogus sponsors. It's fun for me. Can you define clean watts? Clean watts is not distorting. So anything lower than probably 1% THD, total harmonic distortion. Okay? That's what I would recommend as clean watts. The stuff that's on the side of boxes is generally, like the stuff that's on the side of speaker boxes, if you look at it, it says 10% THD. That would destroy your speakers. Not because it's too much for them, but because it's clipping. So instead of the sine wave going like that, it'll go up, over, and then down. Need more child interruptions for ice cream? Trust me, I do not. But don't. I have too many. I am purchasing a guitar next week and want to sing, but I don't have much money. What do you recommend? I have no idea, man. I'm not a guitar guy. Favorite song 2020? It's probably from 1990. It's my favorite song from 2020. What do you think about energy speakers? I don't know any energy speakers. I'd love to hear them. Yeah, a moderator would keep all the trolls under control. Thanks, Dr. C. Guess what? Maybe that's going to be you. Ortiz at 805 has helped me out. Now I want ice cream, or you should go get ice cream. Put chocolate syrup all over it, maybe some melted peanut butter. Can't even tell you how many I've watched already. Thanks for the info, sir. You're welcome, David. Thank you for subscribing. See you, Nady. How important is the gauge of wire with bookshelf speakers? Depends on how far they are away. The longer the distance are away, the thicker wire. lower gauge. It doesn't really matter though. Unless you're, I mean, if you're like 30 feet, yeah, thicker wire. It's resistance and inductance. It's hard to measure. Can't wait for a savvy company to actually sponsor you based on bogus sponsors. That would be funny. Like Tammy's seasonal processed baked goods. Q150 sound awesome, Randy. Appreciate it. They do sound awesome. It's one of my favorite speakers that I've heard. Energy makes nice stuff. I would love to hear them. What is this channel about? It's about Eddie. It's about how we make baked goods organically. Clips R15 PM. I want to hear those powered speakers. Dad's old Optimus receiver that I plan to use the ELEX 6.2s and a shit mode E3. Any thoughts? I think that sounds like a fine evening. That sounds fun. I don't know anything about ceiling speakers. Monoprice makes some. I helped out a guy recommend some products. Monoprice has like 3-way ceiling speakers. Laughs and information. Win-win. Thank you. Thank you, Tom Stumbo. You sound like you're a ball player. Tom Stumbo at the mound. ELEC debut reference 6.2 or Unify 2.0. I'm getting the Unifies like tomorrow, so I can tell you then. Found some energy speakers in a pawn shop, and they immediately became my favorites. I would like to hear energy speakers. Have you demoed the JBL? I haven't demoed any JBLs. I want to, though. I really want to. Do you know if connector cables go bad over time? The only way that I think they go bad over time is somehow they broke. Chocolate chip cookie dough is the greatest ice cream flavor. You know what the greatest YouTube handle is? Machete 8K. It's a poster in the background. It's Metallica from a concert a couple of years ago when they came to Dallas. Review Yamaha speakers. I'd like to. One of the best speakers I've had are the Athena. Amazing again. Machete. I don't know why, but I did. I'm so confused right now. Okay, Luca. I'm confused too. 180 people watching. Smash that like button, guys. I don't know. Is that good? And their recommendations because his subscribers are increasing when we hit the like button and his awesome reviews. Thank you. Mint chocolate. I've got some peppermint in the freezer. What brands would you recommend for my first speaker? What's your budget? ELAC, the Andrew Jones Pioneers are great if you want something more exciting. Paradigm, Adams, they're good. Clips, RP600M, RP500M, although I haven't heard the 500s, RP400M, all very good. Hello, fellow human, Smash Rigsby. Oh, again, another great baseball player name, Smash Rigsby. More important that the number of watts per channel is the amount of current amplifier delivers. Dr. C, hammering it again. Can you shout me out? Savage, not average. What's your favorite speaker right now? So I have like a favorite exciting speaker and then a favorite more laid back speaker. Debut reference and RP600M. Kind of. Oh, Emotiva B1 Plus. Freaking crystal clear. It's like looking through a telescope into the music. And everything's good in there. 310 to Yuma was great. It was great. It's back when I was acting. Have you tested the Dayton Audio? I've tested the Dayton Audios, the little $60 ones. How's my day going? Savage, not average. It's going good. It's coming to an end. After I do this, I'm going to bed. I'm sleeping. Paradigm review. Bothered a couple times to review it. Well, Steven, I heard it, and I went out and bought them. Right over there. There is no perfect equipment for music, SD Cat. As long as it's perfect for you, that's the only thing that matters. Craigslist to find great bargain. You better have your head on a swivel if you're looking at Craigslist. Take a bat or length of rope tied with a wrench on the end so you can swing that thing around just in case you get mauled by tigers. Craigslist is it's a brutal place. Wood speaker or normal black one? The color? Sealed versus ported subwoofers. Great question. I like sealed. I'm like not hugely into home theater though. So if you're hugely into home theater, probably get a ported. If you want tight music and really good bass for music, sealed. Or better yet, sealed with a passive radiator. Emotiva makes those. I'm not saying hi. I'll say hi, Ninja. Don't be afraid of Craigslist. Depends on what part of the country you're in, Jim. If you're in South Dallas, be careful. 4K Blu-ray, Panasonic for playing CDs. No, but if it has a digital out and it works, then absolutely. Because now you've made your fancy Blu-ray player into a CD transport. That's what the hi-fi guys call them. In Memphis, Craigslist, it's not an option. Okay. Can you say the tongue twister? Are tube amps good? I think that's a hard question to answer. Yes, I think they're good, and I think people love them. Depends on the tubes, though. Depends how much power they make. Sealy, Texas. B&W 607 anniversary. I haven't heard really any B&W speakers. How long have we been doing this? 42 minutes. Cheap cars and okay, I'm not gonna say that. So I like your channel. Keep on being cheap. I will. Good night, Michael. In the Big Apple or just like Albany? Post a listening playlist eventually. I do. I have it. It's my test tracks. That's under 400 speaker edition. I have the Sony SSCS5s on the way. They're great, William. They're very good. Top 3 test songs. Wherever I May Roam by Metallica. Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC. And So What by Miles Davis. Difference between cheap and sensible audio. I think if you choose correctly, you can get a really good speaker under $100. And that is either the Sony SSCS5 or the Andrew Jones Pioneers, which I have right there. When you start to get above 200, most speakers start to get pretty good. What beverage are you drinking? I'm drinking Diet Canadian Dry. I'm good, Daniel. You look like you'd be a cool dad. Thank you. I can embarrass the kids sometimes. Someone on my phone. Mention me on your live stream. Tony Miletto helps me out sometimes and gets me some good deals on speakers. He's at Millennium Sound and Cinema, not the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Sound and Cinema. Tony Miletto. He gets me speakers. Test songs should you try? Anything that you're super familiar with. And then listen to that song on different speakers. And then if you hear something that's different about that song, note it down in your brain housing unit. And then when you listen to different speakers and they do, just keep listening to the same song. Can be boring, but it's fun. What are your room acoustics? 12. I don't know anything about room acoustics. I just put the speakers up, and if they sound good, I don't move them. Put other speakers in the same spot, and I listen to those. And then I judge that. But I will put them out in the living room in my room. I've never played, well, I can't say that. Yes, I have played an acoustic guitar, but not well. Kef, no, I haven't listened to the Kef subwoofers. See you, Ortiz 805. Thank you for moderating. You want to review Energy speakers? I have a pair of Energy C200 two-way bookshelves. Dr. C, I think you might have too many. I think you might have a problem, but I have that too. What's a good inexpensive AV receiver for 4K? I did a review on the Denon. It's $280. It does Dolby Vision. Got this Sony here. It's $200. Look at like Onkyo stuff, like NR686, 696, even lower than that. All right, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye. Can you say hi to me? Hey, Sage Young. Prefer the Sony bookshelves to the tower? Yes, I did, Sergio. I absolutely did. I didn't care for the towers. They have a completely different crossover too. I have a picture of that crossover somewhere. We'll do. Any experience with Yamaha theater receivers? I have probably a 20-year-old receiver, Yamaha, in my daughter's room that's playing. Was in my garage, still kicking. Denon PMA 600 Marantz NR 1200 Marantz. I think that Marantz has a streamer in it. Oh, anime. Yeah, Rush. I used to be a big Rush fan. All right. Later, Bitzoid. $160 people. I cannot believe 160 people are watching my ugly mug. Any other questions? Top three. Top three-way bookshelf. I haven't heard many three-way. Not ELAC. Unify UB5. That's the only three-way bookshelf I've heard recently. Hey, Roland, thank you for being a new sub. Denon DRA 800H. I haven't heard that one. Any chance you'll be looking at low-cost subs? Yes. But if you're looking for a low-cost sub, check out the Sony. It goes down to like 28 hertz. Thank you, Samsung. Can I put bookshelves in my 5.1? Of course you can. Yes, you can. All right. Does it better have speakers on ear level or your head pointing down to you for 2-channel? The general rule of thumb is ear level. For the tweeter at ear level. I don't know anything about Natty Pro audio. Thanks. Yes. You seem like a mellow dude too. I like extra mayo on my low-cost sub. I don't blame you. I like Hellman's personally. Test out Santana. Tin Pan. I haven't heard Santana for a while. I need to put that on a playlist. I don't know the Bowers and Wilkins very well. I have been staying hydrated. A lot of coffee, though, can be a diuretic. So you have to be careful with that. Cheap cable reviews soon. Probably not. I don't know anything about cables. I don't listen to Charlie Hunter. Your car audio. I do have stuff in my car. Best thing you can do for your car audio is put a sub in it and put high-pass filters on your front and rear speakers. 4K DVD player does have an optical out. What next? Plug into a DAC? Yes, sir. Or plug it into the optical or coax digital in your receiver. At a 7.2 channel, would you add extra side rear channels for Atmos height channels? T-Bone, I'm the wrong guy to ask about home theater because I have an Atmos receiver and I had all the Atmos speakers and it was okay. It was pretty good. And then I just went down to a 4.1, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, 1 sub, and I really enjoy it. I'm not a good home theater guy. I kind of drink more coffee since watching your videos. Now that Sergio, it's good for you. It puts hair on your chest. Jason Wallace. Wallace, what are you doing in here? You're not supposed to be in here. What has been your what has? Jason, that doesn't even make any sense. Wallace. Yes, you can do 5.1. Yes, absolutely you can. It'll sound great. Actually, if you're going to do 5.1 with the SSCS5s, don't buy their center. Just buy 3 pairs of the SSCS5s and use one of them as your center. Where'd Wallace go? Mm-hmm. Not more hair, please. Okay, Sergio, no more. Cheap tower speakers, 300 or less a pair. The only ones I have experience with are good is a Yamo or Jamo S805s. What has been your biggest surprise since you started reviewing speakers? From Jason Wallace. That so many people actually want to hear about it, Jason. That's my biggest surprise. Wallace. Rad facial hair, thank you. I worked on it really hard. I had to tame them. It's like a wild horse. You have to bite them on the ear and let them know who's boss, and then they get in line. Kef Q150s don't need a sub. Yes, Kef Q150s, I liked their low end. Fact check coffee does not improve your hair growth. I didn't know that. How do speakers even work? Am I going to just read the rest of that? Well, they have a positive and negative. The positive sends a signal, and then there's a crossover. Crossover sends high-frequency signals to the tweeter and low-frequency signals to the woofer. Then it makes beautiful music. LS50 3 times better than Q150. No. The LS50 isn't 10% better than the Q150 because the LS50 has 0 bass and is like frozen shards of glass hitting you in the eye. Are external DACs better than internal ones on integrated amps generally? Generally, that yes. If you're spending $50 or more on the external DAC, then generally, yes, it's going to be better. But there's not a huge amount of difference anyway. Drummer, yes. What kind of kit do you play? Man, I'm actually looking at drums right now because my daughter wants to learn. Pearl, I think, maybe. Yamaha, actually. I think that's what I played back in the day. Which sub do you recommend for the Sony? Get the Sony sub. It goes down to 28 hertz. It's $100. Which speakers are the best? That depends on you, man. Jaden, maybe a man. Drums are fun. Yes, they are. My 10-year-old sis like you. I don't know how to feel about that. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Briggs. The actor. Is that Jeff Briggs? I don't know. Are you an actor, Jeff? Recommendations for speakers for desktop. Passive bookshelf or dedicated computer speakers. Passive bookshelf. If you have the budget, RP400M, great. ELAC UB 5.2 are great. Kef Q150 are great, but they're big. Bridges. Jeff Bridges. I was way off. Russell would know that. Not this guy. All right, we've got a few more minutes. Randy. Cheap audio, man. That's who I am. LZS. You look like Tony Start. I do look like Tony Start from Start Industries. That's how Dad did it. That's how we do it, and that's how America does it. It's worked out pretty well so far. What is your favorite music to listen to? Grunge and metal. I don't like speed metal. Malcolm, thank you for coming in. We're all welcome here. How much should we fuss about the quality of brand of subwoofer? Personally, not much. It makes low noises. As long as it goes low, I don't know. And I'm not the guy to talk about subs. Tony Stark made this in a cave out of scraps. Solid, Barry. Techniques SBC 700. Is that a amp or receiver? I don't know. What good sub to pair with 600 Ms? Any probably of the clips. Your cave looks nicer. Yeah, I got electricity. I'm not hooked up to a car battery trying to keep the shrapnel out of my heart. Cambridge integrated amps. I don't know about Cambridge. I was interested in Cambridge until I heard their speakers. Your breath, it does. Dire Straits, one of my favorite bands of all time. Love Pink Floyd. Yeah, Dire Straits, what is that? Money for Nothing. The beginning of that song, the intro, the way it builds, something else. Power conditioning. I am not the guy to talk about power conditioning and all that horse stuff. Although I did get a very high quality i-Fi switching power supplies for my DAC, and I did indeed hear a difference. Not long, Jaden. In Indiana, we lead towards Klipsch. Yeah, that's where they're out of, right? All right, Sergio. Good night, buddy. I appreciate you coming in. All right. Money for Nothing is cool, but they have a lot of terrific songs, great albums. I haven't heard one I don't like. I'll have to listen to them some more. Where did I get this hat? From there. Ireland, no, I haven't. What up, Mike from Canada? Up there all the way north. Is it cold? Getting back into audio for many years. Just bought ELAC B 6.0 to pair with my older Harman Kardon receiver. Does your wife complain about all of your speakers? Mine does. Well, Jason, she certainly does. I've actually sold some to the quality viewers of this channel. They've gone home with a quality audio product at a fair and decent price. That's what happens when you're here at the Cheap Audio, man. You get dibs on my few seconds. I'm sorry, I had to say it. They're not hard used speakers. Thanks for the question, Jason. Ooh, what speakers did I pair the Anthem with? I think it's the ELAC Unify UB5s, and it brought them to life like I'd never heard before. That amp is pretty solid. You can't get it anymore, but I got it from my boy Tony Miletto on the cheap. All about Rush. Well, Neil, Pert, I'm glad you play the drums because it's awesome. All right, maybe one more minute, fellas. And I'm assuming we're mostly male in here. It's like a submarine in the 90s. I'm going to try to get some speaker reviews. Look like you make some awesome brisket on the barbecue grill. Well, I could kill a cow. I don't know how well I could cook it. I'm not going to say that, Josh, but I get it. Whiplash. I've heard about it. I haven't seen the whole thing. Thank you, JLB. Gilman. The Gilman. Good night. Appreciate it. All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna call it a night too. Where are you from? Texas. Texas. You kill it, I'll grill it. Machete. Greatest YouTube name ever. All right. Thanks, Rennie. Appreciate the live stream. Have a good night. Stay safe. I don't know sock on. I can smoke a brisket like a mofo. I bet you can, Machete. I bet you slice it up with your blades. All right. Good night, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen. Good night. Thanks for coming. See you next Sunday, maybe.